All right, so let's talk about 4 things you need to know about apartment rent prices in Austin, Texas, plus why you should not use the average rent price for Austin and surrounding areas for your next move. Let's jump into that video right now. As an apartment locator, I help people move to and around Austin. And one of the most common topics that comes up is rent prices. What about rent? What about rent? How much does it cost? And it's the biggest misconception because it's a little more complex than you might think. So we're going to take a quick minute and we're going to dive into those 4 points. And here's number 1. Pricing is based on your move-in date. That's right. So if you've ever talked to someone or asked anyone about pricing for a particular unit, they probably didn't give you a number right away. They probably say, well, when are you looking to move in? And if you're like, I'm just thinking about it, I don't really know. They're like, okay, well, we need a move-in date. Because if you are looking at one unit and you say you want to move in next week, that's going to be a different price than if you want to move in next month, even for the same unit. If you want to move in on the 17th from 2 months from now, that's going to be a different price than if you want to move in on the 11th a month from now, all from the same unit. So you have to know that your pricing is going to be based on your move-in date. So you might not get an answer without having a date. So make sure you have that ready for them. Pricing point number 2. Pricing is going to be based also on your lease term. Yes. How long your lease is will also determine how much you're going to pay. So what you'll pay for the same unit on the same move-in date for 12 months is different than what you'd pay if it was for 15 months, which is different than what you would pay if it was for 18 months, which means it's also different from what you pay if it was only 6 months. So understand how long you're in the apartment will also determine your rent price for that one same unit. The third pricing point you have to know is that apartment rent pricing changes every single day. That's right. You can say, hey, I'm going to move in on the 11th of this month. I'm going to do a 12-month lease. What's the price today? You'll get that price. Then you're like, okay, I'm going to think about it. And let's say you reach out to them a week or two later, that price is likely to have changed. Yes. So you have to understand that the price that you get today is pretty much going to be quoted under a 24 to 48 hour period. So if you're looking at multiple units over multiple properties, they're all going to be shifting dates. They're all going to be shifting rent amounts. So don't be freaked out by that. That is normal here in Austin and the surrounding areas, pretty much anywhere in Texas. The fourth point that we want to touch on when it comes to your apartment rent prices is that the number you see, the amount you see is for the base rent price. That's it. The base rent, meaning just for the unit that you're looking at. So that means you're going to have complementing costs as well. There's going to be a trash fee. Typically, these are other monthly costs that is going to be added to your rent. It's going to be a trash fee, like a pest control fee. Some apartments charge an amenity fee for you to use the amenities that they supply, right? On top of that, your utilities are not going to be involved in your rent or your ancillary cost as well. You are going to pay that separately by setting up and paying directly with the city of Austin. So when you're looking at rent, that is rent, base rent for the unit, then add on a trash fee, a pest control fee, possibly an amenity fee, but your utilities are not included. You're going to pay that directly to the city of Austin. So make sure you account for that as well. The one last thing that I wanted to add on is for anyone who's looking to move to Austin, do not base what you're going to pay on the average rent for the city. Don't look up average rent in Austin. Don't do that, because you are not going to live in all of Austin. You're going to live in an area or in a neighborhood in Austin, and that pricing can be very, very different. When you're looking up average rent for Austin, in most cases, the amount that's provided to you is based on the Austin MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area. So that's going to include downtown, North Austin, Round Rock, all surrounding different areas. So that average is going to be a little misleading if you're looking to move into, say, Domain, or move into downtown Austin or the Mueller area. Maybe you're going to move over to the Link area over by ACC campus. All those different areas will have different price points. So do not use the area rent average, or excuse me, do not use the Austin average, but look up the area rent so that you can have a better idea of what you'll pay on a monthly basis when you're moving into your new apartment. Again, if you see an apartment, you go on an apartment tour, or you're talking to someone about rent and you're asking them, hey, what's the rent for this amount? What's the rent for this unit, for this apartment? All of the factors that we've covered in here today will need to be considered so that you can get an accurate price point for what you'll pay in your future rent. So I hope this video was helpful for you in your apartment search if you want to tackle it on your own. If not, if you don't mind some assistance, I'm happy to help you streamline and navigate this entire process, because this is what I do. Would love to help you. So until next time, live, play, work to own. If this was helpful, leave me a note in the comments. If this was not helpful, let me know what you would have liked to learn. What can I include in maybe a future video so we can make sure we get it covered for you. Until next time, stay awesome, my friends.